what's going on in Gaza, the very presentation of what's going on in the conflict with the Palestinians and the Jews in Israel, is bringing about an opinion of Israel that is turning the nations against Israel in preparation for the Zechariah 14:1, the day of the Lord, where all nations will be gathered against Jerusalem to battle. The very narrative of what's going on in Gaza, from a secular, from a manipulative, from a false narrative that is being fed us by the false prophet, I mean social media, the false prophet, I mean legacy media, that's being fed us, is setting things up for the nations to turn against Israel. And most people don't even recognize and don't even understand that they are being persuaded unto deception to turn against Israel. And so, Lord, look in Zechariah 9. I want to show you what the context of the coming of the Lord is and what the scriptures say about what presently is going on in Gaza. Daughter of Jerusalem, see, your king is coming to you. He is righteous. He is able to deliver. He is humble, riding on a donkey, a colt, the offspring of a donkey. I will cut off the chariot from Ephraim and the horse from Jerusalem, and the bow for battle will be cut off, and he will speak peace to the nations. And he will speak peace to the nations. And he will speak peace to the nations. And his dominion will be from one sea to another, from the river to the end of the earth. You know that slogan that the Palestinians and Hamas have, all y'all saying that are against Israel, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Well, Jesus says, from the sea to the river, my dominion will be. Put that down. From the sea to the river, my dominion will be. This is Jesus and how he will speak peace to the nations. And from the sea to the river, notice how the devil reverses the order, from the river to the sea. But Jesus says, from the sea to the river. Somebody said, well, how do you know this is Jesus? It says, see, your king is coming to you. How do you know this is Jesus? Hold your hand in Zechariah if you have a hard copy Bible like I do, and turn to Matthew 21. Matthew 21, go over the village, into the village opposite you, and immediately you will find a donkey tied and a colt with her. Untie them and bring them to me. If anyone says anything to you, you shall say, the Lord has need of them, and he will send them immediately. And this will be done to fulfill what was spoken by the prophet, saying, tell the daughter of Zion, look, your king is coming to you, humble, sitting on a donkey, on a colt, the foal of a donkey. I just read to you where that scripture has its foundation of fulfillment in Zechariah 9, verse 9. Rejoice, O daughter of Zion. Cry loud, O daughter of Jerusalem. See, your king is coming to you. He is righteous, able to deliver. He is humble, riding on a donkey, a colt, the offspring of a donkey. This is Jesus. This is Jesus. Zechariah 9 is speaking of the coming of the Lord. It's speaking of the coming of the Lord to Jerusalem. And what is the context of the coming of the Lord to Jerusalem? Well, go back to the beginning of chapter 9, and you will see not just the context of the coming of the Lord to Jerusalem, you will see what's going on now is God's judgment on the nations that are coming against Israel. Verse 9 is where the coming of the Lord to Jerusalem begins, but verse 1 is where the judgments of the nations surrounding Israel that have attempted to wipe Israel off the map. The Ashkelon will observe this and fear. This is a city in Gaza, Ashkelon. Gaza as well will writhe in anguish. Even Ekron, another city in Gaza, her hope will be confounded. The king of Gaza will perish. If you know who the king of Gaza is presently in today's present situation in Gaza, put it in the comment section, chat section. Go ahead, put it. If you know, the king of Gaza will perish, and no one will inhabit Ashkelon. Ashkelon is also a city in Gaza. Pull out your map. Pull a map out. Go to Google and pull up a map of Gaza, and you will see these cities. Ashkelon, Ekron, Ashkelon, Ashdod. These are cities in the region of Gaza where the Philistines lived in biblical times, where now the Palestinians live, which is what Israel was named when the Romans drove the Jews out of Israel in AD 132 and renamed Israel Palestinia. They named their land after Israel's ancient enemies, the Philistines. And these Philistines have been enemies of Israel for thousands of years. Goliath, who David slew with the slingshot, he lived in Gaza. The enemies of the Philistines, the enemies of Israel, the Philistines, lived in Gaza. When Samson went to Gaza to defeat the Gazans, the Philistines lived in Gaza. So these are ancient enemies. Today they're called Palestinians. And look what the scripture says about the king of Gaza. And I don't see anybody put it in the comment section, so I'm going to go ahead and give it to you. The king of Gaza is speaking of Hamas. The spirit of Hamas that rules the region of Gaza, which is a spirit of violence, of murder, of massacre. It's the spirit that rules in the region, set against Israel's existence in the region, set against overthrowing Israel out of the nation and claiming the nation as its own, or claiming the land as its own. But look what it says. The king of Gaza will perish. No one will inhabit Ashkelon. That's Gaza. And a mongrel people will dwell in Ashdod. That's the region of Gaza. And I will cut down the pride of Philistia, and I will take away the bloodshed from its mouth. Hamas is about to be annihilated. Hamas is about to be destroyed. And no one will inhabit Gaza. This is the scripture. This is the judgment on the nations that come against Israel at the end of the age. How do I know this at the end of the age? Because I just read to you the context of the coming of the Lord, where he says, O daughter of Zion, verse 9, O daughter of Jerusalem, see, your king is coming to you. He is righteous and able to deliver. He is humble and riding on a donkey, a colt, the offspring of a donkey. Literally, the coming of the Lord is in the context of the nations in Gaza and surrounding Arab nations coming against Israel, and God judging them by destroying them. God judging them by cutting down their pride. God